Hey!
Hello, everyone. Hi.
Hey everyone.
Thank you all for joining us today. It's coffee time here in America, and
And
coffee time in the UK. Yay!
yep.
Hell yes.
Cheers. So everyone probably knows the people on the screen. I'm so honored to have you both here today. We've got, I was going to say the one and only Clearwater Chad, but there's other Clearwater Chads, but this is the
That's
real,
right.
true, authentic Clearwater Chad and Mini Chad. And we've got the lovely Kelli Copter with us. We're so honored to have you today. And
Good evening. Hello.
welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. So, we're here to tackle quite a subject. It is one of the cults that just fascinates me because of so many parallels. If you get if you get past all of the crazy sensational things that is featured in Holy Hell, the documentary, you see the humanity, you see the things that led to the craziness that this Michel Rostand was up to. So let's dive in. Kelli, I'm just curious because there's probably so many cults that begin with B, but in your ABC of cults, you chose Buddhafield. So I'm just curious, what
Yes.
made you choose that one?
Well, the other one that I was looking at was the Branch Davidians, but there's already a video about them. There's another creator on here, Cult Vault, I think is her name, and she's done a bunch of shorts on all these different cults, A to Z. Did I say that the American way? A to Z?
A to
Yes.
Z, not A
A
Yep.
to
to
Z.
Z. A to Z of
A to Z.
of cults, and she had done Branch Davidians for hers. So I thought, okay, I'll have a look at some other ones. And Buddhafield just stood out to me. The documentary is amazing. I don't know if you guys in the chat have watched it, but it's very enlightening. And I think because there's so much information about his character, and I find interesting like the things that a cult leader's characteristics are, because that's half of a cult is the person running it,
Right,
Yep.
so
right.
I found him fascinating. Yeah, so that's why I chose to do Buddhafield.
Yeah, that's one. I don't know if you call it an advantage to him being such a narcissist, is that he wanted everything recorded. He
Yeah.
just was a ham and loved to be in front of the camera. And Will Allen was his name, right? He
Yes.
was an aspiring videographer. He's amazing with the footage that he
Yep.
captured throughout the years, and you could see the aging of Michelle, aka Jaime Gomez, aka Andreas. Later on, you could see the progression and
I think his
his
name was
aging.
Jamie at one point, as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Jamie or
Yep.
Jamie,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Well, they
Jamie.
pronounce it. Well, all the videos I saw pronounced it Jaime because it's James. So maybe that's how they pronounce it in
Oh, fair
Venezuela.
enough.
In
Oh.
Venezuela, and I just liked saying Jaime. I just thought it was funny.
Heiny.
I just thought it sounded funny. His
No,
name's
same.
Jaime.
It's funny because it was the same as remember we did Heaven's Gate. Marshall had several different names also.
Yes, yes. And the followers were, I mean, maybe we're jumping ahead a little bit, but the followers actually had their names changed by him as well, and with Heaven's Gate as well.
Yep.
So that was interesting. There's so many parallels to so many cults, and there's some differences too. But when you come down to it, a lot of the similarities are just uncanny. So,
Yeah.
Chad, did you want to give like a little summary, and then we can kind of dive into? Because I know you
Yeah.
have your
I could
notes
do.
that you typed out.
I did
But
type up some notes on the typewriter, guys. I'll try to do just a 30
has
second
the
version so I don't.
has the ink dried on the typewriter?
Yeah, it finally did. Yep. I'll just do, like I said, just a really quick one. This group started, or cult, this group started in the 1980s in Hollywood. Later, they moved to Austin, Texas. And there was a movie called Holy Hell made in 2016, so it really put them on the map. They started recruiting in yoga studios. It is acclaimed that he abused his followers. He's denying that. He used control tactics like many groups or cults do. And now they're settled in. He still has roughly 100 followers in Hawaii.
A+.
Very good. That was a great summary. Great summary.
Thank
So in the beginning, I did just a little capsulized. I have this little series I'm doing called the Cult Leaders Toolbox, and just taking different tactics and highlighting them, tactics that cult leaders use, and telling a little story and trying to go back to the beginning of where the person came from and their real name and some of the background. This guy was a little bit slippery, very hard to find much information on him. But I wanted to highlight love bombing because I thought this one was a really good one to feature for love bombing. And I just remember the first impression I had, I think I've watched this probably at least 4 times in the last couple of years. It's just the looks on everyone's faces and all these beautiful young people that were all unattached. And they were holding hands, swimming together and give each other back rubs. I mean, they just seemed so happy and looking for fulfillment and adoring this guy. And all he was wearing was a Speedo and eyeliner pretty much the whole time. And they just seemed so free and happy. And then like all this destructive cults do, they start to go completely off the rails. And just wondering your impression of that, Kelly and Chad, of like the opening scenes, like what your impression was.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd like to say first, I've watched your toolbox thing, and I think it's really quite a cool way of doing it. You literally are breaking it down like the tools that these cult leaders use. But I love that you don't mention the cult until the end. You actually start with the person's background and how they grew up, and then reveal what the cult is throughout the videos. I really, really like that.
I just don't want people to be thinking of Speedos the whole time, or Kool-Aid, or you know what I mean? Like, because and I know that you feel this way too, Kelly, is that we're fascinated in the human behavior of it all and how it happened and why it happened, and because I don't know if you've gotten this question, but it's always like, how could you? Well, you were born into Scientology, but even with me, it's like, how can people? And I kind of understand it in a really weird way.
And the opening titles of that documentary, those ex-members that are speaking out of the Buddhafield are all talking about how there was a sort of unity and a utopia, and they were all in it together. They were a family, and that has then obviously been derailed. But who's to say it wasn't supposed to start out that way, and the power was just abused. Somebody saw that they could take advantage of it and did. So I don't think anyone's stupid if they get into a cult or fall for it. People always say things like that. How could you fall for a cult? But it's not falling for it. It's believing in something, I think.
Definitely. And I think that in the beginning, it's fairly innocuous, fairly innocent. It's fulfilling something, a need in you. Everyone has a need for affection and for community and affirmation and, a pat on the back once in a while. So it's not dumb of someone to seek that, because we all have that need inside of us. But then the leader will take advantage of it. And I was thinking of different things that he used, different tools to kind of, slowly get them kind of less focused on the community and the love aspect and more on him. And he was just misusing things like hypnosis, and
he did Scientology's version of auditing on them. Like they didn't call it that; they just called it counseling, didn't they? So he knew everything about each member and how to manipulate them.
Yeah, I think he ran these sessions called cleansings, which were his hypnosis sessions, and then the elite information that he kept was this thing they called the knowing. And I was like, oh, what's the knowing?
The carrot on the stick. Yeah, there's always the carrot on the stick.
But for the members to get the knowing, they had to do all kinds of service towards Michel and be trusted enough to receive the knowing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the abuse is coming from, you know, from divulging all of their personal innermost secrets to having to perform, I don't know what the YouTube word is I can say, but non PG-13 acts with Rostand, you know, and that was the way that he manipulated them to do these things, was saying, I'll reveal to you this secret information. You will be in touch with God in every sense of the world. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. And all the while enforcing celibacy on anywhere from, I think it was 120. I've heard different numbers, but anywhere from 120 to 200 followers, and all these young, you know, beautiful people that in bathing suits, and saying, you know, that I think you can say sex, right? That it was lower condition, that it was, you know, below you. Meanwhile, he's doing it with, you know, anybody he wants, and that shows, you know, the hypocrisy, but also just the fact that they accepted that because they really wanted to do the right thing. They wanted to, you know, be fulfilled and go to the higher level. And this thing he did was, oh, you're not ready yet, or just making people feel inadequate. And I was thinking about, like, in Scientology, don't you have to be invited to the upper level? Like, you have to go through sec checks and be, is that probably that feeling of like never being enough. And I know that feeling from my own cult experience, is that just always feeling like you had to earn. There's no such thing as unconditional love, even though he said it was unconditional love, but obviously it wasn't. I mean, these people were working, doing their service many hours.
I think it was 40 hours a week that they did service, and a lot of it was like, there would be some helpful things. They'd be helping out around the community, but a lot of it was like giving Michel massages and tending to his needs and making him food, and all of this stuff was also counted as service.
Carrying around his throne, he had like a throne, right?
It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
I know, and definitely the focus, you know, went back onto him. And yeah, I was thinking about things like, of course, I can't help but think about the bite model, you know, like there were certain things that I picked up on that were maybe like a sentence here and there, but he banned all outside influences, television, the news, things like that. So they were living in a communal setting, and basically getting everything fed to them through him. And he would have these projects. Like, do you remember the projects he had? Like, he was all into ballet. And I mean, I can't imagine that 100, 200 people would all be that into ballet. But they had to give up their own aspirations to throw into his dream.
They put shows on as well, but they didn't put them on for like the community or anything. They put it on within their own little group, which I think is weird. If you're going to do a show, get the people to pay tickets and come watch it. You know what I mean?
I know, where was he getting all this money? I know. He could have made money. Well, he was making money off of them because they're working full time and they're carrying his throne around. They're building buildings. There was one scene where they had to like tear down the building and build it back up. And, you know, it sounds like David Miscavige, or it sounds like Marilyn, my cult leader. It was like, I don't like that paint color. Paint it again, you know. Meanwhile, we couldn't have any preferences or anything of our own, you know, will. And it was strange because he used these very similar things. Like, I remember a couple days ago, I was watching a stream with Alex and Catherine Olsen, and they were going through, you know, everything in Scientology is so like regimented and printed out. Like we had unspoken rules, but this is like so fascinating seeing it on paper. And there was something, it was one of the scales, it wasn't the tone scale, it was a different scale, but it kept saying things like, look, don't think. And I was like, look, don't think. Don't think. Don't think. And wow. I forget what the word for this was. It was something about like don't think. I can't remember, like, they all have their own phrases, but it was just like, open your mind, empty your mind, and don't think. I'll do the thinking for you. So it's very,
Yikes.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
It's very telling. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that there's always this thing that makes people feel like they have to, for the cause, right? Like for the greater good, for the community, and that they have to just basically go against all of their natural inclinations. Like he didn't like children either, because he was encouraging unaliving if they broke the celibacy rule, I guess, and things like performing false healings to try to get them to think that he was something other than he was. That was something Jim Jones did. And I mean, I think even in Scientology, they claim that if you're, what do you call it? Like in ethics or whatever, if you're doing well, if you're upstat, then you won't get sick, because if you do, it's your fault.
Yep.
Yeah. They had this really weird thing in the Buddhafield, because it was set in the 80s, right? Set like it's a show. It came about. It came about in the 80s, and they were kind of into all of this like hippie-ish energy vibe stuff, which I don't know loads about, but they talk about this thing called Shakti, which means about power, right? And he would do these like little rituals on different members, and he would be like, I can heal you with my finger, like I can give you this energy using my finger. Like,
what does that sound like?
And there's video footage of it, and these kids are like having fits, like freaking out, and they're all talking about how it's like they're high on drugs and stuff. And I'm like, how? Like, the human brain is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And they really believed they were getting some kind of real power from this guy, who's a, let's face it, washed up actor that didn't really make it in Hollywood as a dancer or as an actor, and then received all this love and adoration from this group of people, and then went, I'm going to run with this.
Yeah, there. As I was watching it, actually, my husband Duncan was watching it with me, and when the Shakti thing was happening, which kind of reminds me of Feel My Finger with Scientology, right? But when he was touching them and they were shaking and falling backwards, very, very similar to what I experienced as a kid, being slain in the spirit, because you have this transfer of energy that was supposed to be the Holy Spirit knocking you over, and people would have that look on their face. And actually, Duncan did a little live stream with me last night about the chemicals in the brain and the different, he had an acronym for it. DOSE was like dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins, I think. I gotta look at his notes.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, just different. Yeah. And he was saying that sometimes, this is a very interesting thing I really want to study more and ponder, but his take on it is that sometimes maybe the could be that the chemicals in your brain are reacting to situations and are making you think that you're having a spiritual experience, or that you feel almost under the influence of something, and it makes you wanting more. Like I've heard so many ex-Scientologists say that what's the thing with the cans? I'm having a brain.
Auditing.
Oh, auditing. Auditing is addictive. That it gives you like a little dose of dopamine, where you got to keep coming back for more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something that really gets you hooked into these types of programs.
And then with his
he's problem orientated as well. Sorry, Chad.
Go ahead.
Auditing's like problem focused, isn't it? It's like we're gonna run this thing and fix this thing. So then if you come out of there and you believe that
Right.
it's fixed, then of course you want to go back for another one. My parents literally, when they would come out of auditing sessions, they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm just so keyed out. Like, that was amazing." And I'm like, "Great, like what?"
What did they call it? What did they call it?
Keyed out.
Keyed out.
Keyed out.
Keyed out.
Keyed.
Oh.
Wow.
Ah.
Yeah. I'm so keyed out, man. My parents are not American. I don't know why I did an American accent.
Okay.
No, we love your
We
love your American accent.
Thanks.
And you
Yeah.
can do different American accents. I love it because I've heard you do like California, like Valley Girl, and kind of you know, southern.
I can give you a little New York if you want. A little New York.
Oh, yeah, you go, New York.
It's not good. It's not
Which
good.
is-
Southern. I can do Southern. Howdy,
you
y'all.
can.
I'm coming to y'all live from Texas. And I just thought I would jump on here today, talk to my boy Clearwater Chad and my girl Marilyn Honig.
That's good.
I'm out. I'm going home.
No, you sound like well, you know, he's a man, but Andrew Gold, like, to him, every American accent he's ever done sounds like Southern. Like, you got to teach him some other American accents. Because he always, he always does.
The one I think's really hard to do is like a Boston accent. You know, Boston. That accent is so hard to do.
Actually, I was born in North Shore, so I parked the cars in Harvard Yard, and I drink tonic, and we put tonic. Yeah, it's soda. Tonic. But that's the North Shore accent.
North Shore.
and they drop like whole syllables, like or whole like tons of consonants. Like I had a friend from Medford, like Medford, and she calls it Meffa. Like Medford. Wow. And there's Worcester. There's Worcester. Is Worcester.
Worcester. Damn.
Worcester. Yeah.
Oh wait, I think we would say Worcester though. Worcestershire sauce. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's spelled like Worcester, but you would never say that.
No, what would you say? Worcester?
Worcester. Yeah.
Worcester. I don't know how we got on that.
I don't know.
It's fun.
Oh, we've sidetracked ourselves. What were we talking about?
It's okay. I don't know. One thing I wanted to bring up too was the 3 siblings that joined together. Not sure. I can't remember if it was one of the sisters that joined first, but there was Will Allen and his 2 sisters. I think one of them got her name changed, so I don't really remember their names, but there were the 3 siblings, and that was just such a heartbreaking part of the story, and also a example of the disconnection and the shunning and the things that go on in so many cults. You know, it's just...
At the end of the day, nobody likes being lied to, you know, and that's what these groups do, is they lie and manipulate you, take from you, and then when you realize it, you just have to go, oh, I've been in a lie this whole time.
Yeah.
And you know, that there's a real recovery process, I think, with that, and the more people I've spoken to, the more my understanding is growing of what that kind of thing is, and it takes time, you know. It does.
Yeah, watching them just almost process what happened to them right in front of the screen. I mean, I kind of holed up for 10 years before I really even started to really process. And it just, my heart went out to them because they were lied to and they were just so heartbroken. I mean, one of the women was just like, we trusted you. I mean, he defrauded so many people. And he's still in Hawaii doing whatever his thing. And
same thing.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Probably getting more plastic surgery, no doubt.
Oh, boy.
That's one of the things I found so weird. Like, I know it's you know, it was in sort of West Hollywood, California kind of place. Like, it's not like plastic surgery is foreign to that area or anything. But to try and get your followers to all get it as well, just so that your cult looks pretty, seems very strange to me.
Yeah, that's extreme.
Yeah, and one of the things I think, and this was mentioned more than once, was that whole thing with the plastic surgery and him being so obsessed with his looks was completely contradictory to his teachings, which were, you know, we're not going to focus on the temporal, just the spiritual. Don't worry. And this is very common in cults. It's very common in my cult, having no thought for yourself because it's all about the group. And it became all about him and his dreams and his aspirations and what he wanted. And those productions, he was always the star, and he was always, you know, dictating everything. And yeah, I mean, you can look at it like, oh, it's so obvious, but not when you're spending, what was it, over the course of 25 years? Some of them, a long time that he was up to this.
Yeah,
and
I think the thing is, oh, sorry, Chad, you take the floor. Come on.
All right.
Chad never talks, so this is like, he's like really into this. That's cool. That's cool, Chad.
Thanks. But I just wanted to say it. Thanks, Kelly. It didn't start as that. It started, you know, everyone that joined it, it was something they wanted to do, and then it became just like all the other cults do. It became too much. Didn't become what they signed up for.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true, and these things can happen. They happen gradually. You know, you can be in a friendship or a relationship with somebody who treats you really, really nicely at the start, and everything's going really well, and then, you know, later on down the line, you're not allowed to see your friends anymore, or, you know, you're told where you can go and who you can hang out with, what kind of job you should do, what all this stuff. Like, it can be in personal relationships as well as in a group setting. It's just bigger, you know. Cult of one is still a cult, and then a religious cult is just a cult of one but bigger. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's all about abuse of power and manipulation, which individuals can do, and they are all over the place. So
Yeah.
Stranger danger. Keep your eyes out, people.
Yes. No, that is such a good point, because there's cults of one, there's cults of two, there's cults of 20, 120,000. In Scientology's case, 8 million. Yeah. 20,000, 30,000, you know, but mine was anywhere from, you know, the inner circle, I call it the Sea Org of Door Pope, was about 15 of us. And then, probably 50 altogether. But I'm surrounded. I'm in rural Vermont, and I can name 3 cults within a 7-mile radius of me. So,
Wow.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Now I'm like, I said it. So no, I'm just kidding. I'm over it. I'm over the fear. I really am.
You'll be hearing a knock at the door.
So
It's funny.
Well, I have the Risky Ranch militia right next door, so I'm not worried.
What's that?
All I gotta do is ring them. The Risky Ranch militia.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you know anything about like the history of Vermont. Was the Green Mountain Boy, you know, Vermont, one of the last of the colonies to join the Union in New England. So they kind of have their own laws. Like if you have to call 911, you're looking at about an hour and a half for the sheriff to get here from Shaftesbury. So yeah, we might as well live in Appalachia. Really, we might as well live. Yeah, even though we're in New England, It's funny. It's very rural. So I don't know. Well, I keep going on these tangents.
Now I'm more interested in where you live, though. Yeah,
it's a beautiful place to visit. You're safe. You're safe because you got the risk.
So is Golden Era Productions.
Yeah.
True. That's true. So we've been going about a half hour. I thought maybe we could take some questions and comments.
Yeah.
Yep.
So is there anything else that anybody wanted to highlight before we delve into the chat?
If it comes to me, I'll remember. But
Yeah, same
I'm just,
here.
Okay.
I'm just here for a good time, Marilyn. I'm here for a good
Yeah,
time.
we're having a good time.
Yeah, it's
Having
great.
a good time. Like a superstar. Sorry, I love that song. I love Queen. We do this, don't we, Kelly? We just call each other and just sing silly songs to each other.
Hey, now that's not
so
true. Fun. You rewrite lyrics to songs and I'll sing them back to you. That's how that goes.
That's funny.
You have many hidden talents. You said it, I didn't. But yeah, she's an amazing singer. She's just like it's like a Broadway production. When she sends them back to me, she's just got it's amazing. One of these days, we got to do somebody's got to figure out how to do karaoke. Aw, you're amazing. You have many talents.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, so sorry, this is a little bit back in time, but Degraded Daughters of Dianetics. I think this is maybe V. Hello V. Hope everyone checks out our talk on Heaven's Gate from last week too. Yes. Yeah. There are so many similarities, and Vanessa actually studied. I'm sorry if I messed this up, Vanessa. It was something science and religion, something like that. But she did a whole paper on Heaven's Gate, and she drew a lot of parallels to Scientology. It was very, very deep.
Yeah.
Very deep. And Brisbee Tales. This documentary was wild to watch. Yeah, it was. And also Brisbee said, Speedo and eyeliner sounds like a band.
It does.
It does.
Maybe we should start it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
B. Barron. Hey, B. Barron. We've trained our whole lives to believe in one myth or another. It's the people who take advantage of that who are truly scumbags. Yeah.
Amen.
True.
Yep. Amen to that. Oh, Jonathan.
Oh, wow.
I was in the Buddhafield for 17 years. Oh, wow. Well, welcome.
Jonathan, if you want to talk, reach out to us.
Yeah,
we'd
definitely.
be happy to have you on, or
yeah,
we'd love to talk to you more about your experience. Honestly,
definitely.
It's like finding a rare Pokemon.
I know. Wow, easy. Brisbee Tales, and the knowing seemed like Xenu to me. A huge build-up and giving all your life toward an idea when you hear it isn't what you were hoping for. Yeah. Absolutely. Like the carrot on the stick. And then, yeah, we had that. It was called, Marilyn called it the way of the cross. Like once you had the big revelation of what the Jesus way of the cross was, then you would just never go back, and it was just, it was just basically leading you into depression and wanting to unalive yourself. So it wasn't fun. No, it wasn't.
I've never understood why, I got nothing against Christianity, nothing out there, but why do you wear a torture device around your neck? Because that's what the cross is, isn't it?
Yes,
I've never understood
that. It's an instrument of torture. I think it's a way, just like with the communion of you're taking the bread and the Welch's grape juice to symbolize Jesus' sacrifice. So you eat the cracker, you lick the cracker.
It sounded sponsored how you just did that. The bread and Welch's grape juice.
Welch's grape juice. Oh, maybe I'm not supposed to say that. Sorry, Chad, if you get a strike. Okay. The bread and the grape juice is supposed to be the body and the blood of Jesus Christ. And the same with the cross. Those just beautiful, ornate gold crosses. I think it's just like a way of symbolizing your gratefulness for Jesus making the sacrifice for you. And again, I'm not downing that at all, but there are some scriptures in the Bible that are twisted, or at the very least are interpreted in a way that just make you where you have to sacrifice everything, because Jesus did say, take up your cross and follow me. And he who does not hate, and the word is hate, however way you translate it, he does not abandon his mother, father, brother, sister, and yes, even his own life is not worthy of me. So Marlene took everything in the Bible literally. She had us basically believing that the earth was 8,000 years old, and God made the earth 8,000 years ago. And I don't know where the dinosaurs came from. I guess they're against dinosaurs, but and yeah, Adam ate the apple that Eve gave him, the serpent, blah blah blah, and now we're all bad. We're born evil because we have sin nature. So yeah, and then Jesus came. The reason why Jesus came was to save us from our sins and our sinful nature. So that's in a nutshell, what fundamentals believe, and you're just trying to earn your salvation. Yeah.
Thank you for that very good description.
You.
I agree.
Okay, Mac, or I think her name, she likes to be called Sophia. Intransparent exclusive rewards are kind of a telltale sign for a cult. Yeah. Exclusive. Yeah. Or an MLM.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a cult too, right?
Definitely is.
Yeah. Cat Andy. Hey, Cat. And he's so narcissistic. He has them film everything, right? Yeah, that was my impression too.
Yeah, that's not even all the footage. Will says in the documentary, most of the footage is actually still with them. He doesn't have most of it. So, and there's still so much.
Right. Goldie, sup to Kelly. Yes, everyone, sup to Kelly.
Goldie,
Yes,
much love to you, my dear.
Thank you, Goldie. I always give snaps, claps, and kisses. That's my I gotta go over the top. You know me. Okay. Jonathan Collins. Question. Kelly, have you ever talked to an ex-member of the Buddhafield?
No, I haven't, Jonathan Collins, but I would love to talk to one. So if you, you're the person who said that you were in the Buddhafield, if that's you, please email me at hellokellicopter@gmail.com. I would be glad to talk to you.
Okay. That sounds great.
Yep.
Jonathan Collins will use film that was taken privately and use the footage in the movie without permission. Well, I guess that's something that needs to be handled somewhere else, not here. But I hope
not
that's
our problem.
Yeah, I'm sorry if that did happen. Okay.
Yeah, there's two sides to every story, like I'm sure not everything Will did was maybe because he would have to get permission from every member in there as well, right? Because there was so many in there. And at that Sundance thing, they got backlash from it. They had some members come down and intimidate cast members of the movie. And, in those footage, I'm sure there's images of some members that are still in it. So,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, and I'm sure
true.
that Michel himself didn't necessarily want to be, have all that footage shown. But I can understand, even if I was somebody who was out, I would have liked to have been asked, because you're showing a lot of personal stuff that you're doing that maybe you didn't want to be have shown to literally millions of people.
That's true.
Yeah. 11 Mudcakes. Hello. A new fellow supporter from Aaron's channel. Hello. Making the rounds. Love SB TV.
That's such a good name.
Thank you, 11 Mudcakes. Yeah, I love it. I know.
Yeah.
People are so creative with their names. It's just amazing. Wow. This is so much fun. I mean, there's so many other things the different rabbit holes I could go down, but we could go down. But anybody else have anything they want to share thoughts about this? There's things in the chat, or
I think we need to get Jonathan in here. I think we should get him in the stream to tell us more about it. But
Jonathan,
we'll have to talk to him at another time.
Yeah, really.
It's definitely a good idea though for next stream.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. Let's do it. Lori in Georgia, grape juice. Catholics go for wine. Yeah.
I was thinking that. I was like, isn't it wine? I thought it was bread and wine. What is this grape
Well,
juice situation?
A lot of fundamental Christians that I know don't partake of any alcohol. I can tell you that my adopted mom, I don't think she's ever touched alcohol to her lips in her whole life. But she's taken communion thousands of times. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I'm just kind of going through different sorry about this. I'm just trying to find some. Oh, here we go. We got started. Thank you, Juliana. All right.
Excellent.
Oh, now we're digressing, but that's okay. AB, let's all admit that Mini Chad is the clear star of all YouTube. Okay, Mini Chad.
Yep, confirmed fact. Yep.
Yeah.
Where does Mini Chad live when he's not streaming? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I'll show you. He goes safely behind here, so nothing can happen to him.
He might get microwaved. He might get.
Yep.
He's next to the microwave.
And he's next to the book on combining cults. The
Matches his shirt.
Chad has a matching shirt. Have you seen the matching shirt? Chad has it. Yeah.
Oh, I should have worn it today. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Chad is cute, but I love the Claire Bear. And what do you think, guys? I mean, put one in the chat if you would love to see a Kelli Copter doll. Where's my phone? I'm putting one in the chat. I gotta catch up on Xenu Spot. Oh my god, that would be so much fun. Will you model for me, Kelli?
You can see mine in the corner just there. Look, I've got him Xenu'd up at the minute. You probably can't see him. He's blurry. No, my Mike Rinder is Xenu'd. He's just up there.
He is Xenu'd. He's not.
He's just hanging out. He's hanging out next to Bowser. I changed him from his chug outfit for a little bit.
Aw, that's awesome. You need another Mike Rinder bobblehead, or just like make something out of clay or something. Make something out of Legos to put it on.
It's Lego, by the way. Legos is already a plural word. I just have to put it out there.
Okay.
But everyone says it to me all the time. Like, are you building Legos? I'm like, no. Lego is already plural.
Is it Lego one?
You're welcome.
Lego?
No, it would be a Lego brick. One Lego brick. Lego. Okay. I have a box of Lego, right?
So is that a pet? Is that a pet peeve? Is that a pet peeve?
Yeah, it totally is. It totally is.
Okay, I'll try not to do that again.
I'm just trying to spread the education around. You know, there's loads of people that say Legos, and they are all wrong. So.
Wow.
Okay, I'll try to remember that. I gotta take notes. I gotta be like, I'm trying to be more cultured and fit for the world, communication. Oh, from a poet. Hey, poet. Most start innocently, then it all goes downhill from there. Yep. That is true.
Denver Stevo thinks it's Legos.
Oh,
you should do a stream. You should do a stream on Lego.
What would I do?
You said it right.
I don't know, because I can't build them. My 9-year-old likes Lego or whatever you call them, and so.
Yeah, but I don't know how I would stream that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna sit here and build Lego, and I don't know.
Yeah. You'd have to have like a cooking channel, like how they have the ingredients. They have it's called mise en place, where all the the ingredients, right? And then they start sauteing something, and then presto, they take something out of the oven and it's done. So you'd have to have like 3 different sets of something. Because I was thinking of that with crochet. So many people have asked me, to like crochet, but I don't want to have my hands close up. Plus, like, it's boring. I have this in a string. It's just seems really
My
boring.
thing is that like I do it to kind of chill out and relax. So if I had to then stream and be talking while I was doing it as well, kind of would ruin it a little bit for me. So
I get it. That's how I am with crocheting too. Totally. And now that I have the channel, I've been spending so much time that I'm like getting behind on crochet. And then people are like, did you see this video? Did you see that video? And I'm like, okay, I need to go back to square one. Like last night I watched Claire and Amy and I just said hello and maybe chatted 3 times, 3 lines, but then I crocheted and listened. And I was like, oh, this feels good. Because that's
I swear you guys are always live streaming. How many live streams do you do in a week?
I mean,
4.
I try to do at least one thing a day because I heard
it's Chad's fault.
Yeah, I heard Aaron say you need to do at least one video or stream a day. So it's Aaron's fault. Aaron.
So if Aaron says it.
Yep, that's right. Aaron
Fair enough.
TV Nowcast. Sorry, now I actually have enough starred questions that I got to start going back to those. TV Nowcast says abusive relationships are abusive, regardless of how many people are in it. Definitely.
Yeah,
that is true. You can have cult of one and narcissistic relationships, and that's what I think makes it so important to talk about these tactics that narcissists or even just people that take advantage of people, so that you can see the signs, so that you don't have to be in a full-blown abusive cult to see to recover from this kind of stuff. You can hopefully avoid it. And
and if anyone's really interested in learning more about narcissists, I've got recently interested in learning about kind of what that is, and Doug from Dazed But Not Confused has got a bunch of interviews with this guy called H.G. Tudor, and he doesn't show his face. He has he puts on like a different voice and stuff, but he's a like diagnosed psychopath narcissist, and he talks all about it, and he's completely there for his own game, like he wants the fame of it or something, I don't know, but he does go into it, and it actually is easy to understand him in small doses anyway. Wow. But definitely recommend checking him out.
I did watch him quite a few times, and then I had to kind of take a break because I was like, whoa, this guy is, he's pretty dark, but it is fascinating and very informative.
Yeah, I think it's just the anonymity that makes it seem scarier. Like he has this really deep voice.
Like, do I know this guy?
And he talks like this. He has this really deep British voice, and he doesn't show his face on the thing, so it just adds that level of like, oh, this is like scary. I'm talking to a psychopath and I can't see them, but he does break it down quite well. So I think Andrew Gold's interviewed him as well, actually. So
I think so.
If
you
guys want to learn.
First time I've heard. That's. Definitely have to go back to that. And hey, that could be another stream, right, Cal?
Everything could be a stream,
Everything, tell Chad. That's going to be on his merch, right? Everything could be a stream.
It's
you guys are more pro at live streaming than me, literally.
How about life is just a stream? Like, life is just a dream?
If you're walking on the sidewalk, that's a stream. You can look at my videos to know.
If you're going to get a calzone, that's a stream.
That's right. Yep.
Linda P. Golan. Hey, speaking of merch, she came up with the idea of Xenu Nation. So Steve-O has been running with that.
That's cool.
Nice.
Kelli said something very important. When those involved realized with an S, UK, they were lied to. Yeah. Really.
Yeah.
Pissed them
No
off.
one likes being lied to. I'm sorry, but whether it's your mate, your friends, your partners, whatever. No one likes it. So when it's a whole group and your whole religious background, beliefs, it sucks. Like, and people need to recover from that. It's whether or not they're physically abused, traumatized, or trafficked or whatever, they still have to recover from that regardless. So.
Yeah, you've just been not only lied to, but just defrauded of your life, because you've given so much of your life, in many cases abandoned your identity, your family, your well-being in some cases, your livelihood, everything is invested. It's just awful. It's awful. O.G. Foster, in anthropology, all religions are called a cult. Yes, and there's any group that believes alike can be technically called a cult. We're focused on the destructive, high control, abusive cults, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it different. Like, because there's loads of things that could be a cult. If you love Marvel movies and you watch everything that Marvel does, you could be considered to be in a cult. If you are a drag race fan, like I am, you could be like considered to be in a cult because you're a fan in this fandom, or Lego, or
Crochet
football
cults.
groups, crochet, yeah,
Crafty
absolutely.
culters.
So at the end of the day, people have groups and things they identify with, and that's fine. But when people are being abused, disconnecting from their families, being human trafficked, forced to have abortions, then we got a problem. Okay, so
Yep.
it's there's things can be culty. Cult comes from the word culture at the end of the day. So I think destructive cult is more what we're doing here. Hey,
Absolutely. We got some fascination with your Kelli is drinking from a coffee mug, number 5 in letter A. Hello.
It is huge. It is about as big as my head.
Nice.
It's Alice in Wonderland, and my best friend got this for me. So
I love it. It looks
Very
like you a
nice.
little bit. Yeah, it's almost as big as my wine glass that I usually break out on the weekends. Sometimes Monday nights, if I feel like it. I have this giant wine glass. The stem is like this, but it says wine not. I don't know if you've been awake when I've used it ever, but it's as big as my head. It says wine not.
wait, do you do wine streams? Drinking wine on the stream?
Yeah, like at least once a week.
You are wild. What a rebel.
You better watch out those crochet ladies, man. You know,
Those are fun.
You never know. They are
I don't know
really
if
fun.
I could get drunk on YouTube. I think I'd feel a bit weird. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well, I usually drink like something like I don't know if you have it over there. It's not like wine. It's more like a wine spritzer. Or the other night I was drinking red rosé, which is maybe 4% instead of like 12%. So, but it just looks very dramatic because it's dark red. It's probably like Welch's. Who knows? All that.
Sponsored
Jesus.
by Welch's Grape
The
Juice.
Jesus. Yeah. all that Jesus.
You should reach out to Welch's. I mean it. You should reach out to them and be like, listen, sponsor us, please.
Yes.
It's a good idea.
Definitely. Yeah. Do I have to get monetized first? So I need 1,000 subs. But I had this morning. Did I send this to you? 666 subs.
Ooh.
I was like, the devil's number. Wow. Yeah, so we got your. Okay. So Denver Steve-O had to chime in. I think
Nice.
those hearts are probably for Chad. No, just kidding.
He loves Chad.
You're so sweet. No, it's for Kelli.
Yep.
Can I get a mini Kelli made of Legos? No.
Wow. Well, I mean,
I want it.
I have been working on some ideas in the future to make little buildable characters of some SPTV peeps. So I don't know if you guys know I've ever seen a brickhead, but it's a thing that Lego make. And I've started designing a few that maybe we could try and make some, but I'd have to do it all like manually and build everything together for you guys to build them at home. So I'm working on it, but you might be able to get one soon. Who knows?
Ooh. Nice.
Great.
Brisbane Tales. Marilyn, my wife was in another flavor of Pentecost and would love to talk to you about similar experiences. Absolutely. You can have her email me at coffeecultsandcrafts@gmail.com. And I would love to speak with her.
And this is why we do this, reaching out so that people can see us and go, okay, cool, like I actually have an experience too, and I'd like to share it. I think it's helpful for everybody and spreads the word,
Absolutely. You know, I haven't met a lot of ex-Pentecostals. So funny. I'm in the SPTV space of a lot of ex-Scientologists, and I'm meeting some ex-Pentecostals that I can
Have you
connect
met
with.
any Mormons, though? That's the question.
No, but apparently, I'm not even going to say it. No, I've never met a Mormon. I've never been a Mormon. I've never seen a Book of Mormon. I've never had a
Have
Mormon.
you not? It's so good.
I have never had a Mormon even come to my door. Only Jehovah's Witnesses. So yeah, but I heard that I'm an ex-Mormon. So, it's almost SBTV. I guess it could be kind of like living in a small town. Like you find out about yourself by the grapevine comes back to you. I'm like, I am. Well, thank you for letting me know. Golly
Side note,
gee.
The Book of Mormon is a fantastic musical, and if you get the chance to go watch it, do, 'cause
Okay.
it is brilliant.
I will. That'll be my first experience of Mormonism, right? We need a channel called the Xenophiles. There we go.
It's a good idea.
Do, 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 do. That's what just played in my head then.
Mm-hmm.
X-Files.
Kelly, it's
It's
Lego.
Lego. Bricks and studs. Can't
Studs.
forget the studs. You are so right. Chow Yun Smut.
Yep.
Chow Yun Smut.
Alrighty. Joe DeCippo. Hey, doll. Fun fact. He goes, we're both like, Joe. And he's like, and even can Chad wave, little beanie Chad?
Oh yeah, he has before.
I didn't give him any fingers. I don't have any fingers.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Joe. I was all excited seeing you. Fun fact: Lego comes from the Danish phrase "ledgot."
Leggot. Yes, meaning
Leggot.
play well.
Oh.
Yeah. I think in Greek as well it means something like to assemble. So it's got two little meanings there. Joe, I need to email you because the letter D is coming up soon and we got to talk, my friend.
Yeah, she has a fascinating story. Absolutely. Oh, she's going to school us a little more. Joe DeCippo, and Danish plurals don't use S like
S's.
English. Oh, S's? Like English. So I should have you read these because I'm like squinting.
And Danish plurals don't use S's like English, so it could never be Legos, even if it already wasn't plural. Wasn't already plural. There you go.
Well, see?
Very nice.
Well, gee whiz, I learned something new every
It's like
day.
it's like, I'm trying to think of other thing. Like fish. Fish are plural, right? You don't say fishes.
Fishes. Unless you're the
say
Godfather,
fish.
sleeping with the fishes.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you the Godfather, Marilyn? Are you?
I never know. I got to find out from somebody else. Maybe
You come to
tomorrow,
me on
that'll
the
be
day of
next-
my
Yeah, I
daughter's
don't know.
wedding.
And no one's gonna correct the Godfather if he's wrong. So
I make you an offer you can't refuse. Right? Oh, you gotta have fun with it, right? In Theta, very strange and or rare to have self-aware narcissists. Yeah,
Yeah,
so they're
that's
just
what
gonna deny it.
HG Tudor is. That's what HG Tudor is. He is self-aware of his narcissism. Yes, so that's why he's interesting to listen to, because he's well, I think he's being honest. I guess I would never know, but he sounds like he's being brutally honest about it. And I guess he doesn't show his face because of that. So
Yeah. I guess I understand why he wouldn't want to show his face, especially if he's still sort of proud of it, it seems. Because that's how he is.
I suppose if he showed his face and then he got like really famous and then people saw him in the street, they'd be like, "You're the psycho from YouTube." I get it. I get it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, wouldn't it be like the ultimate, like if he was just a con man and not a narcissist? Well, yeah, maybe that goes hand in hand. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little bit. Billy Goat Gruff, hey. It's funny, I know a lot of these people. If you need help on narcissistic abuse recovery, I'm your gal. Always glad to share all I've learned in my healing journey and support anyone who is going through it. Yes, she does have a wealth of knowledge on that. Consult her quite a bit. Thank you, Billy Goat Gruff. You want to read that, somebody? Kelly?
I wish I could post a picture. It's from Lone Dinosaur 13. I wish I could post a picture here. I'm knitting a doll for my kid's friend, and it looks like Kelly. And now I want to knit a Kelli Copter doll. Goldie, what's Marilyn's email? I'd love her feedback. If you do it, send me a picture, please.
Yeah. coffeecultsandcrafts@gmail.com. The name is like coffee first, and then cults and crafts. Like, or you could just think of it like coffee cult. Like, this is a coffee cult, and we do crafts sometimes. I don't know. I'm trying to, because it's a lot of C words.
Nice.
A lot of C words.
I have foot and mouth disease. I put my foot in my mouth all the time. And
I think I've even got it wrong before. I think I've called it like coffee, cults, and crochet before. And it's just the 3 C's, that's what it is.
Yeah, I was going to do crochet, but then I thought, what if I decide I want to do another craft? Because I do other crafts. Plus, I didn't want to be like, oh, this is just for crochet people. Because anything can be a craft. Even starting a cult could be a craft, right? You got to be pretty crafty.
I tell you what I'm obsessed with, and I can watch videos of it for literally hours, is people doing like resin pourings where they'll just mix a bunch of stuff together and they just pour it onto a thing and then boom, they've got like a table. And I'm just like, that is amazing.
That is super cool. I was hoping you weren't going to say diamond art. Do you know what that is?
That's like blinging, right? Like you bling things.
It's like doing a puzzle, although you have this or like an embroidery, but you're basically staring at this sheet of paper and you're sticking these little tiny, like if you're like really like tedious stuff. Yeah. But they're beautiful. So beautiful. I just don't think I could see. Richard, you do resin pouring? Hey, wow. You have a channel?
Hey, that's cool. Yeah, show me the channel. I love watching it. I think it's so cool.
What time is it in Australia? I wonder. It's gotta be late.
Or the next day, yeah.
Yeah. Chow Yun's mom. Amanda Montel's book, Cultish, is excellent in talking about how things are and aren't actual cults. Yeah, I love her little meter too. Her podcast, Sounds Like a Cult, is great as well. Yeah. You ever seen that, Kelly, at the end where she has this thing where she says, I'm going to mess it up. If something is a cult, it's like a live your life, which is okay. It's a cult, but it's not a bad cult. Or a watch your back, which it could potentially be really bad. Or get the fuck out, which is like something.
Yeah, I've not seen it. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to have
a
look.
It's great. Yeah, she's a linguist, and she does she has a YouTube channel and a podcast with, I forgot her co-host, but she's really, really funny. They're both funny, but her co-host is a comedian. So I'm sure somebody will correct me in the chat.
Yeah, I'll check it out. That sounds cool.
Okay, everyone can read this. You can just read it. Somebody says something and read poetry every other Sunday with Mrs. J on our channel. Nice. That is a fun stream. That is a really fun stream. Even though I don't partake in that, I like to drink. Oh, there we go. Amanda's co-host, Issa Medina. Yeah, they're great. They take anything from like Java Juice to like the Supreme Court, any group, and then some of the really bad groups too, the really scary ones. Who has time for other channels when we're watching SPTV all day? That's right. Absolutely.
True.
I am curious because there are lots of people that are always up in the chats, and I'm like, right, do you guys have jobs? Like, how are you watching all of these SPTV programs all day? Because I can't even keep up. It's so hard to keep up, and it's good. There's so much out there. Blows my mind though. I'm just like, are you guys OSA? Because that's the only reason you'd be in every single chat. I'm kidding.
If you're listening right now, I said OSA. Well, there are a few. I won't call anybody out, but some people are like, I'm on here. I'm at work. Don't tell anybody. I'm like, I don't even know your real name. You're like Blue Teapot. I mean, I'm not gonna tell your. I'm not going to tell your
Aaron
boss.
pays us to watch SPTV. Hey, can I get in on that somehow? That would be great.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Idea, like OBG Foster, idea Lego of the blue building on fire.
So, you know what I did? I've got a big box of blue bricks. And I thought this would be good. But then I thought, it's kind of like terrorism, so I was like, maybe not.
Yeah. All right, I have an idea. How about you make like a giant Xenu guy, right, with a big foot, and then the ruins, like what OBG Foster just said, the ruins of the building. So I mean, who can call it terrorism? It's like Godzilla, only Xenu, and he smashes the building with his big giant foot.
Yeah, no, yeah, you got me there.
Good idea.
If anybody knows the closest shade to Big Blue, it is in fact medium azure in Lego brick colours. Just for anyone that is looking.
Medium, yeah.
If anybody
it's
wants
sort
to send me more blue bricks, you are more than welcome to.
yeah, it's sort of like, it's got to be the ugliest. The ugly assist color I've ever seen. I just made up a word. Assist. Okay, 11 mud cakes. Hey, I think you said you were new. Welcome. I owe Leah for waking up. Yeah, many of us do.
Yeah.
Aftermath, JWs. I'm an apostate. I watched and no lightning bolt from Sky. I know, isn't that amazing? I was waiting for the lightning bolt too for many years. I know that feeling. I mean, we joke about it now, but seriously.
Do you mean literally?
Yeah. It was more of it was more theoretical, but it was like anything that bad happened, like you were going to get a terrible car accident or you were going to get cancer or something like that, like some kind of judgment that God would strike you down. Wow. And there was always the threat, and I know with Jehovah's Witnesses, the same thing. There was always the threat of Armageddon coming and you being on the wrong side of God's favor, which I always was. I always knew that I couldn't measure up. I'd be in trouble. I'd be in big trouble.
Looking forward to talking to you, Joe Giuseppe. Yes. Is that you say your last name? Giuseppe? I think so. Joel McCoyne has just popped in the chat, by the way, and said, just in response to my "Are you all Osa?" comment, and just put, Kelly, I am retired, live in a small town, not Osa, just a dull, boring old man. But I will go as to not be found out to be so dull. Joel, you are welcome here. Don't you worry about it.
We love Joel. Joel, you were the nicest, just really positive person. Don't pick on my Joel like that, Joel.
If you are retired and watching in the chat, please put this little emoji or like a smiley face or something so we can see.
Oh, she's narrowing it down. Okay, you got your typewriter, Chad?
Yeah, I do. I can plug it in. I got 2 back there, 1 here, a couple in the other room. I got typewriters. I collect them.
Okay, so make up some names. Yeah. Okay. I'm
retired from my type in the Navy, plus I don't have much of a life. But you write in poetry, you're creative. You got stuff going on. Mr. Brian Lucas.
Amazing.
If that is his real name.
Chow Yun Smut, easy enough for me. I own my own business and work from wherever I am, as long as I have internet. Yep, that's
we love an entrepreneur. You go for it. Awesome.
Denver Stevo, I would skip work to watch everyone. Oh,
nice.
Denver Stevo.
I believe it.
Yep, he pops up. Sorry, I'm just unstarring some stuff because I have this bad habit of. Poe calls it double tapping. I'm always like putting stuff on the screen, taking it down.
Nice.
Big thumbs. Pritchard, I have the large dragon on FB. Large dragon.
Is that in the that Facebook group?
Maybe,
the
yeah.
Coffee Cults group. If someone knows what that is and it's resin, send it to me because I would love to see it.
Yay! Really? Oh, 2:01 a.m. Yep.
Wow.
Nice. I was up at 2:01 a.m. myself, my time. Chow Yun Smut, the color of Big Blue always bothers me because it's so close to TARDIS blue, and the TARDIS is a good thing. Yeah.
Do you know what the TARDIS is? You know Doctor Who?
Yeah, a little bit. I never watched it because I was in a cult, but I've heard of it.
So I don't really watch Doctor Who either, but the TARDIS is like a big blue phone box thing that you can go into, and it can transport you to a different time period. So it's cool. It's a time machine. It's that's cool, right?
I'll have to watch some of it.
I think.
You got to tell me what I should binge on. Although now I'm watching SBTV so much, but some of the things I don't know if they've aged well. So it's like, should I watch this? And because there's so many references that I missed.
I love
So
Black
many.
Mirror. That's one of my favourite things to binge watch. I've watched it through a bunch of times, but they're all anthology. It's like an anthology, so each episode is a separate story. And it's just so dark, dystopian. But the thing is it's quite plausible, and it's like this could be our reality very
Yeah.
easily. But it's really great.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, my youngest son is always like, "What if we're just like all in like a crystal ball and there's this alien holding us and it's just and it's really we've only really been here for 5 minutes." And I'm like, you know what? Could be true. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Different times and planets is bigger on the inside, like Matt Smith's head.
Beautiful. That's the TARDIS he's talking about.
Oh, okay. Billy Goat Gruff, Doctor Who, time and relative dimensions in space equals TARDIS. Okay, I gotta look this up. Chow Yun Spot?
There we go.
Yes,
we got Doctor Who
correct.
fans in the house.
I guess so. we did a whole stream with Mark Turi the other day, and half of it was about Star Trek. And I actually could join in the reindeer games because I am a Trekkie. I know I don't look like a Trekkie, but I am a Trekkie. So
Is that
So
what the fandom of Star Trek is called? Trekkies?
yeah, Trekkies. Yeah,
Well,
I'm a Trekkie. Yeah. Some series I like more than others, but I do like the original, even though there's giant paper mache. Talk about crafts, giant paper mache rocks, and really bad filming. But it was in the '60s. They were pioneers. I'm a Whovian. Yeah.
nice.
Brilliant. The only thing I know from Star Trek is "Beam Me Up, Scotty." That's the only thing I know from. That's Star Trek, right? It's not Star Wars. Star Trek.
Yeah, that was the original. Yeah.
That's
that was
the
from
only
the
thing I know.
original. Beam me up, Scotty. Scotty.
Scotty. You're
Scotty.
taking the mick out of my accent.
No, I love it. It's adorable. Veronica Bombria, we need a Clearwater Chad interview on his journey to become one of the most famous never-ends on SBTV. Yeah. That could be a full-length documentary, Kelly.
It's a good idea.
I mean, I'm up for it. Chad,
I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
Day after day, like, what's the weather in Clearwater? It's 75 and sunny here in Clearwater, Florida. And it's like, and I'm in the same time zone, and it's black outside, and it's like 50 out. And I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Those were the funniest when it was
What's his
snowing.
name? Is his name Griff? Biff? Cliff?
Oh, yeah. Griff Killzone.
Griff Killzone.
Griff, if you can, I know it's going to be really difficult to get an exclusive with him because he's a busy guy, but
Okay.
if you can get him to come and talk as well at for the doc, then
Oh yes.
Then
we could do a little.
All right.
Yeah, then would only if you can get Griff.
Okay,
involved.
we'll do Griff. I'll contact
as
him.
well. I just think he's got some, he's got a really cool new program out. He's going to help us all 10x our income, and I think that people need to know about it.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds excellent.
Yeah. What does he say? I did it.
Yep, I did it.
Beep 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 or something like that.
I think it's what is it? Yeah, you guys believe me? I did it. Yeah.
Yeah, you believe me? I did it. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's a Griff's line. Sophia, I'm a European insomniac. Taking care of my dad full time means you generally have time with random interruptions. Yep.
What?
So everybody's like, oh, well, no, I can see, I can watch SBTV because of this. They're like, oh no, I'm not upset.
Guys, it's okay. You know what?
Roll call. I know.
Bless you as well. Who was that just left the comment? Mac D. I missed it.
Yes. She was the one saying she takes care of.
Yeah, and bless you for
I'm not gonna
taking
find
care
it.
of your dad. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Without people like you in the world, there'd be lots of people left on their own. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my heart goes out to the elderly people that are stranded at Gold Base and different places in, Scientology world that don't have their family to help them. Not by choice in a lot of cases either. So, It's really, really sad. Yep. Jeff, hey, Clearwater Chad, rumor is you have been declared.
That'd be great if, I don't know, I didn't hear that rumor. I want the printout if it's true.
What is it, goldenrod?
Goldenrod.
Yeah, we saw some real goldenrod declares the other night. We had Janice Gillum Grady and Apostate Alex came with his. It was a declare, but it wasn't a SP. It was like a PTSD type D. Yeah, and Janice was amazing because she has like all the volumes, and she was like, people were asking the Jeopardy questions, trying to stump us, and of course we were stumped. I was stumped the whole time, but she's like, "Oh, I got that right here," and she like read from it, or she like showed the the little pictures and the logos. It's very, very, very cool stream.
Yeah.
And then my kiddos got on and sang later on.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Love that.
Okay, everybody say I'm not Osa. Joel McQueen. Kelly, I can't be Osa, even if I wanted to. I was declared a PTS in 1968 by a COS mission holder, so I am and always will be on the outside.
Whoop whoop.
Anyone that claims they're not Osa is probably Osa. I'm just kidding.
Leave
Joel alone, okay?
Come on. See what he started. Cat Andy, I watch on my lunch breaks. I always have to. I'm sorry, this is just so funny. People are like, no, I'm not Osa. I watch it on my lunch break. And they don't get lunch breaks, so it's not Osa. Always have to ask new people if they are Scientologists so I don't get accused of bigotry or religious discrimination. Yep.
Oh my gosh! You know what? I totally get that. Like, and I'm the same. I've got some new tenants moving into the flat where I'm at, and I went and met them. And I was like, they seem really nice. Like, this is good. And at some point in the thing, I was just like, so, have you guys ever heard of Scientology? Like, I just needed to ask them. And you know what? The guy who is coming in, I'm not going to name them. I don't really know them yet. But he was like, he's from the States. And he was like, Celebrity Center have contacted me and have been in contact with me. I was like, see, it's not an unreasonable question. Like,
right. Well,
I always feel a bit paranoid checking in with people. But I was like, if you're going to live in my flat, I need to know. Like...
Nice.
Yeah, unfortunately, it pops into my head too, and I'm in the holler, I'm just like,
yeah,
hey, Osa, But
yeah, you never know.
Someone's writing a love letter to Osa. Dear Osa, isn't this better than licking bathroom floors or weeding 100 plus heat? Enjoy. Yeah, at least you get to watch us goof off, drink coffee. Oh, Creepy B5, here it is. Okay.
I knew it.
No, it's out. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Creepy B5, please come and join us. We have got a great world out here. You won't be doing manual labor all day. You won't have to transcribe all these videos. It's going to be awesome. So I hope we'll see you on the other side.
We have toilet paper. and
we do.
So come relax and a good time. Yep. It would be really fun. Cat Andy, none of my coworkers are Scientologists. They're okay. Everyone knows I'm obsessed with cults. They don't understand why they don't share my history of being trafficked with them. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it's hard to share. I mean, your story is your story, and if you ever did want to share, or if you're never want to share, it's totally up to every individual. Took me 16 years to be able to talk to Kelli, who was the first one that I interviewed with, and she was you would just maybe put me at ease. And I mean, I always tell the story when behind your back that you were just the best person to tell my story to. And that I felt really comfortable. But I just remember it was the first time I had ever told my story all the way through, like from beginning to end. Of course, I skipped over. I mean, we only had like an hour or something, but also there were things I wasn't ready to just put out there. But told my story from start to finish. And I was really surprised that I didn't break down, and I just felt comfortable. But I remember at the end when you hit stop, record, and broadcast, and you're like, "How do you feel? You did great." And I probably only knew you for like a week at that point.
Yeah.
Now you know me, I'm crying. I call you crying all the time.
Wow.
But yeah, I cried, but it was like a release, you know?
Yeah,
I was
I thought you
really
were incredibly brave to do that. I thought you were incredibly brave to come out on camera. You know, I think as well you were just getting a webcam delivered. Like you've not been online before.
No.
Making videos. So, you know, I thought it was incredibly brave.
I didn't have the Aaron microphone or anything.
Hey, you do now though. But you know, I'm really grateful and feel honoured that you know felt comfortable enough to share that with me. So, thank you.
I'm glad. Yeah. I'm glad I did.
Yeah,
and
that was an amazing interview.
I hope that you did such an amazing job with everything. I mean, trying to piece together all the, you know, because I say and a lot, but trying to piece together the audio and clean it up and do all of the pictures, and it's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful.
You did great. You did great.
Amazing.
And here you are, streaming 4 times a week. She is on it.
Yep. Even though Aaron recommends once a day.
Oh, stop. Will you stop? I mean, I'll never get anything done. I've got a puppy.
I get it though. People think I've gone missing. It's so funny. I see it sometimes when I'm online and people are like, where's Kelli gone? I'm like, guys, I have a job and stuff. Like I have a real life.
In a real life,
you know.
Yeah.
And I do YouTube when I can do it, you know. But it's true. If you're
she
not
is.
there, people are like, "Where are you?"
Yep.
And here you are. You're here.
There will be a new video dropping this evening, though.
Nice. You hear that, everybody? You heard it first. You heard it here first. Exclusive.
Yeah, I just finished editing it this morning. I did an interview with Mitch Brisker, who is one of the directors at Golden Era Productions. Former director, I should say. He did the Super Bowl ad and even like the training films and stuff. So I got to sit down and talk to him about all of that, and it was very, very insightful. So that should be online later today, hopefully.
Nice, that's great.
Sorry, a little cheeky plug there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yay!
We'll keep refreshing our phones. Yeah, that sounds exciting.
And here is our channel.
Hey,
YouTube.com.
Thank you.
I think Aaron's a fan.
At Kelli Copter. Yeah. And Stevo, Marilyn has goldenrod yarn behind her. Oh, I do. I have gold, and I have orangey gold. If you put them together, so I can crochet you a declare if you want.
Nice.
I'll crochet you a scroll. I don't know, were they scrolls? I just think of this whole thing of like, I don't know, in the square, like you're declared, you know, you have this like goldenrod colored scroll. It's like, hear ye, Clearwater Chad has been declared as a person.
That would be funny, because I have been poking the bear a little bit, so that would be funny if they did that.
How have you been poking, Chad? What have you been doing?
Well, I can't really disclose everything, but, you know, I don't think they're too happy with me.
Yeah, he's been doing shots of JD online, joking and degrading.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, lots of JD. That's what we like. Hey, Kelli, did I show you my new Tumblr?
Tumblr.
I don't have it in front of me, but yeah, whenever I feel down, I just send a little picture to my friend that makes Tumblrs. So, you know, like a big.
Yeah, send it to me.
Yeah, it's like a big. Yeah.
Can you guys hear squeaking? I can hear squeaking.
Is it a dog playing with a toy or something?
Oh, it's Apollo. Hold on, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I have my headphones in. Duncan, do you mind? I'll grab him. Is that okay?
It's okay. Either way.
No, it's fine. You can. I just was wondering what it is.
I didn't hear it because I have my headphones.
It me?
It's him. It's Apollo.
He's a little cutie.
I'm sorry. I can
Don't
grab him.
sorry.
I didn't hear it. I'm actually deaf in one ear. So.
There's so many suppressive puppies out here. What the heck? Osa, help us out.
Yes, true. It does.
Squeaks.
It does. It does. It does.
My
And it's
chair
staying that way.
broke. My chair broke because my kids were on and they were like kind of roughhousing. And Duncan, like 2 minutes before our stream last night, he was out with like plywood and the table saw trying to like make a new leg for the chair. I'm like,
Wow.
you wanted to do this stream, get in here. So,
Indeed.
so what do you think, guys? You want to wind down a little bit? Or
Yeah, have we got any more
bring
questions?
out Apollo?
So,
Yeah, we got any more questions? Okay.
Oh,
We have
yeah.
just more things about people saying they're not OSA. Nothing about.
I didn't realize it was going to cause such a.
Yeah.
Everyone's been so defensive.
Yeah.
We're not.
Here.
We're not OSA. We're not.
I'll
Maybe
grab
I'm
Paula.
OSA.
It's funny.
I think Chad's OSA personally.
Yet people do think that still, which is fine. People can think what they want, but that's funny though.
I'm just kidding. I retract my statement. Chad is not OSA. Mini
okay.
Chad, however, could
Yes.
be OSA.
Yep. You never
Being
know.
an outcast. Kelly needs to understand and come to grips with reality here. Okay, she needs to quit her job. Yeah, just quit your job. Just quit it.
Yeah.
Take charge and give us up for yourself all day, every day. That's a lovely sentiment, and thank you so much for that. I like my job. It's a good job, and I'm going to keep doing it for now and make videos when I can. And, I appreciate the support and everything. So
Can't
I'm
ask for more
around.
than that. Can't ask for more than that. Yep.
Exactly. Paulo's so cute.
Yeah, definitely.
Camera shy, though.
Yes, he is. He's crazy. Oh, this is his new favorite toy. It's a flying squirrel.
Wow.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Look at it. Look at it.
Osa can't use stairs like the Daleks. So I even know what this is. So I don't know if both of you guys have watched Doctor Who, but Daleks are like these robots that just like float around and they're like exterminate. That's the thing they do. So that's
I'm such a wimp. Isn't there like statues? Like if you turn away from them, they come to life or something. I've heard that.
There's
like
one episode like that, and
that
is
would
really
freak
scary.
me out. That would freak me out. Yeah. There's a scene. Well, I don't know if you call it scene in the Bible. There's a story in the Bible where this family was getting like basically taken out of this whole city that was going to be burned and destroyed by God in His judgment, which is lovely. But as they're going out, the woman had lived there all her life and looked back, and because she looked back, she turned into a statue, a pillar of salt.
Wow.
I'm
there's
so
like
sorry.
songs
I
in
didn't hear anything you said, so the squeaking is making me
Oh,
laugh.
sorry. Let me take it away because I can't hear it as much as you.
That's
Oh,
funny.
mate, I don't know. Am I being crazy or is it just like really loud?
No, he was at it the whole time. Yeah.
Play with your squirrel. Go get your squirrel.
Exterminate. Yeah, that's literally what they do. They're like little robot-y things. Very creepy. But yes, they can't go upstairs. I don't know what the stairs thing is. Is that a joke I've missed? A few people have said this. Osa can't go upstairs. What does that mean?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
He's looking at me. He's very upset that I took his squeak girl.
Oh, I'm
Go get your
sorry, Apollo. I'm sorry.
I don't know where his tender is. His babysitter. Duncan.
Nice.
He was supposed to take charge. Oh, tell the pillar of salt story again.
Squeak free.
Okay. This was in the Old Testament. I'm trying to think if it was Genesis, Numbers, Deuteronomy. One of the Pentateuch, the first four books of the Bible, I believe. Maybe Numbers. Yeah, it's a terrible story because it's very anti LGBTQ. God, I'm sure you've heard of Sodom and Gomorrah, and God judged the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah and destroyed them. But there was one righteous person, supposedly, named Lot, and his family was saved from Sodom and Gomorrah before judgment came, and angels came in to lead him out. And his wife trying to remember her name. Been a while, but she, had lived there all her life and was thinking about her home that she lived all her life. And God had said, don't look back. And she looked back. And then she turned into a pillar of salt. And then they left her there. She was just a statue of salt. And Lot left her there with his daughters. And I think he did bad things with his daughters. So anyways, yeah. So that's the pillar
Is the moral of that story never look back? Or I'm confused. What's the moral of the story?
Don't take things literally.
Don't look back.
Yeah, don't look back, because you're looking back at something is bad. But that was bad to do that to people just because, they were how they were. So yeah, so there's the Old Testament, but then there's the New Testament that's supposed to, be washed, in the blood and the grape juice and the wine and all that. So
Sponsored by Welch's. I'm just gonna keep saying.
I'm sorry, I don't mean
you guys.
We do need.
I don't mean to pick on anyone's religion. I'm not. I'm talking about fundamentalists, literalists. I'm talking about that. I'm not talking about, good old, good old-fashioned mainstream religions. So, well, this was so much fun. Oh, we have one more starred question. It's not a question. It's a statement from Denver Steve-O. Osa has no legs. And we can end with Osa smells like roses. You can smell like roses.
Osa, if you leave, we will get you new legs. We will.
Yes.
Come on.
We will. I will crochet you some new legs. Chad, you got a super chat. Woo!
Yeah, thank you, Rox. Says Chad, will you make us some popcorn in the microwave? Yeah, definitely. Just so you guys know, this was the microwave that I made the soap in. That's why I have that there. There were some comments. Whoa. Some people don't like the. Yeah, go ahead.
Soap.
Okay.
Yep.
What are you doing making soap in a microwave?
Well, if you would watch Chad's pre-show, which we're bringing back, we did make soap on one of the episodes.
Okay, what's that squeaking? That's not my end.
That's my chair.
Chad.
It really is your chair.
And yeah, well, let me show you the soap. So maybe we'll do that next episode. By popular demand, people want me to bring back the. I stopped doing it the week we did the Mike Rinder-a-thon because I needed some sleep that day and just never thought to bring it back. But yeah, you just melt the soap in the microwave and it comes out like so.
What?
You just put the little dye. This is the pre-show. Everyone does a little, art or craft. So let me see what else we got. Yeah,
I haven't got any pre-show game. I'm gonna have to think of one.
You could sit there and build Legos.
Yeah,
it's very relaxing. I've done it.
Anyone's invited to come on. Just text me if you want to come on.
No pressure.
Yeah, there's no pressure. It's a really relaxed stream.
I've sat there and just watched. I've sat there in my chair, not on the stream, just watched them do stuff while I do stuff.
Much soap in there.
I actually do use it too.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
forgot what I was saying now.
I'm telling you, Kelly, he's got so many surprises. He could make a documentary. You could.
I believe it. I do.
We gotta definitely talk after the stream.
Oh my days.
How did you get another squeaker? Give me that.
I like the idea.
It's all descended into chaos.
I know, right?
I didn't realize the squirrel has a squeaker in it. I found it.
Wow.
Okay. So the first hour was about Buddhafield, and the last 33 minutes has just been mayhem and foolishness. It's been fun. It's been super, super fun. This was a blast. Oh, everybody's talking about soap.
Yeah, don't forget, everyone. Anyone that wants to come on the pre-show, we're bringing it back by popular demand. Send me an email, chadclearwater08@gmail.com. And Kelly should come on too,
Yep.
I'm sorry, he found another squeaker. I'm just gonna let him squeak.
Let him do what he's got to do.
Wow. And Kelly, you're definitely invited on the next Chatathon.
Thank you.
I don't know when that'll be. She's like, oh, thank you. I can't wait. I'm going to set my
And you're invited,
my alarm.
any one of Chad's wives.
Thanks, Chad.
She's just going to change her number and her name and everything.
Yeah.
She's gonna...
Gosh.
See,
All right,
Sorry.
everyone. Let's all find some posh scents for Kelly to put in her soaps next time she joins us.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm out.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. This was so much fun.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. We'll see you next time. Have a
Hey,
great
Bo.
day. Bye.
Bye.